everybody, Althamir here, and in this video I'm going to be going over an article that I saw or ran into about Dragon Age and how it underperformed and just how overall Electronic Arts expected it to sell a lot more. So let's just dive right into the article here. Um, So it says Electronic Arts has revised its projected revenues for the 2025 fiscal year sharply downward in the preliminary financial results release from 7.4 to 7.7 billion to 7 to 7.15 billion, as both EA Sports FC, which I believe is the soccer game, and Dragon Age failed to meet expectations. Now, just like they say in the article here, I don't really cover a lot of the business side of video games, but I just found this really interesting and intriguing, because I think it says that I think some businesses in this case Electronic Arts may be holding on to the old way things were, and I think it may be. I hope it doesn't affect titles and games that are actually really good, you know, because they said that they sold. Let's see, I don't want to get this wrong. As the EA said, after 2 years of digital net bookings growth, its global football franchise experienced a slowdown in the current fiscal year, while Dragon Age Veilguard engaged approximately 1.5 million players during the quarter, down nearly 50% from the company's expectations. Um, here's, sorry, I was just thinking, it's just, here's the problem that I see. Without, you know, I don't think the article's not very long, but here's what I think a lot of these companies have to keep in mind. And I hope that they don't say, "Hey, Dragon Age Veilguard, well, that was a complete failure." No, no. What you're not seeing is that things have changed. Okay, speaking only for me, I can't wait to play Dragon Age: The Veilguard. I can't wait. It looks like an extremely fun game. Here's my problem with it, right? The game's like 50, 60, $70, something like that, right? And I'm on a budget. I'd probably say 90 to 95% of people out there today, they're on budgets because of inflation, because of how ridiculous everything costs now. Heck, even to go to the movies, you have to make sure you set aside $20, $30. And that's just for, and that's, something goes, that might cover the tickets and the drink and popcorn, maybe, but and that's the crazy thing, right? Even going, you can get a combo meal at McDonald's, and it's the same price as now. It's the same price as a combo meal at a Chinese food restaurant, and that's just nuts. And that's what the problem is that you're charging us. And I get it. Before I finish that sentence, I get it. You need to make money. Not arguing with that. Obviously, I'm not saying don't make money, but I think that what they fail to miss is that people just can't just drop 50, 60, $70 at a drop, at a snap of a finger anymore. They have to think about it. They have to plan for it and make adjustments in their budget for it. Whenever I have, what I call play money, it's just money that I can do whatever I want with. It might not go towards video games, obviously. I mean, I'm a grown adult. I have other things for other priorities. Maybe, maybe it's a date, or maybe, it's something I've always wanted, just to have, or maybe it's a new book, or maybe, maybe it's something I can put in my house and share with my roommates or something like that. So, just things like that, right? So things are just different. Eggs cost how much now? You go to the grocery store and you blink and you drop what, like $100? And that's what I think. The If people had to pick between groceries and Dragon Age, guess who wins? I'm sorry. Groceries are gonna win every time, or at least they should. And I think maybe they need to lower their expectations and maybe even their prices. And I know that that's not something they're gonna do. They're gonna keep their prices at at what they are. I mean, but it's the reason why. It's the reason, and thankfully, and this was a thankfully, I never tried Starfield. And I mean, I watched other people play it. Someone I knew had it, so I got a chance to see them play it. But it's just I saved money on that. I didn't have to buy that fiasco. I still can't wait for Dragon Age, the Veilguard. I've seen, I've watched Twitch and I've seen people play it, and it looks really good. It looks exciting. I can't wait, but I can't afford it. I can't wait to get Avowed when it comes out. Again, that's going to be another can't afford it situation, though. And that's what I think these businesses have to keep in mind is that people don't have the money nowadays anymore to just throw it around. So that's why I wanted to cover, because my worst fear is that EA looks at this and goes, "Well, Dragon Age isn't a viable franchise anymore. We should dump it." No, it is. It's fine. The franchise is fine. Your expectations need to be lowered, which they did. But like I said, I hope it doesn't affect how they look at the game and they go, "Ooh, oh my god." You know, they say positive player feedback. Granted, I think this is for the soccer game, but positive player feedback and early results are encouraging. We remain confident in our long-term strategy. So that, you know, is good. I'm pretty sure Dragon Age the Veilguard has a positive rating on Steam, which is good, but I think they need to lower. I think gaming companies like Bethesda and EA and Obsidian, and I think they need to lower their cost of their games because I hate to say it, and maybe this is I'm just guessing, throwing a wild theory out there and saying that this might be a Starfield syndrome. Starfield first came out, a ton of people bought it right off the bat because it's a Bethesda game. It's the first Bethesda game that they've released, and I mean like made by Bethesda and released by Bethesda. Bethesda releases a lot of stuff for ZeniMax Media, or what is now Microsoft, which covers ID Software, those studios. But Starfield was the first game that Bethesda made and released since Skyrim, and I think that got people excited. They bought it, but the game just wasn't good. It's maybe starting to get good, but that's not what it was at launch, right? And I think that's what people look at this and go, well, yeah, I don't know. I dropped like $80 on Starfield, and man, and I don't know. Let's just wait and see. That was what one person said I talked to when I came to Dragon Age. They're like, yeah, well, I want to see how it does. I want to. I'm gonna wait. A lot of people are waiting for sales on too. I mean, Steam has a lot of sales, but they're waiting for the right price. That happens too, and that's why I say maybe you should lower your transaction to where you still make a profit. I'm not saying put it out there for free, but how many more people would have bought Dragon Guard Veilguard or Dragon Guard Dragon Age Veilguard if it was $40? You know, maybe not 1.5 million, but then maybe because of the price drop, you made just the same. I don't know. That part of business I don't really understand, but I don't know what you guys think. Did you guys play Dragon Age, the Veilguard? What do you think about it? Did you enjoy it? I still can't wait to play it. Like it's on my. I have a list of games that I can't wait to play, even to record and play for you guys and the playthroughs. And Dragon Age is one of them. Dragon Age Veilguard is on that list along with finishing my Enshrouded playthrough and jumping into I think I might do Pal World and jumping into Planet Crafter. Obviously, still Elder Scrolls Online stuff like that. So, but Dragon Age is on that list, and Avowed's on that list, and Wayward Realms is even on that list. Doom Dark Ages is on that list. But if those games cost 60, 70, $80, they ain't gonna be played by me for a while, you know? And maybe they'll get it someday. Or maybe they'll be stubborn and just be like, nope, people aren't buying like they used to. Video games are bad. No. People still need people still need a getaway. People still need a way to release their stress. And video games is one thing. I don't care how old you are. You see people who are older playing video games, 50, 60, Skyrim grandma, famous, right? And you see people as young as, 10, 10, 15, even younger. So I don't know what you guys think about this. I really hope it doesn't. I'm not surprised. I don't think it has anything to do with EA Sports, that soccer game, or Dragon Age Veilguard at all. I think it's more about just the fact that people are on budget and they can't throw money around anymore. They say we continue to deliver high quality games and experience across our portfolio. They underperformed. Well, yeah, duh. But the games were good, and you should hold your heads up high for that. Absolutely, I think you should. Anyway, maybe that's just me. You know, um, Dragon Age had a lot of redos, and the fact that it did actually come out as well as it did, according to what I've seen in Steam reviews and stuff, I could be wrong. Maybe it's bad on Steam now. I haven't checked in like a few weeks, but I'm excited. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I do really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content and you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello, everybody. It's Altamir, and this is going to be part two. Originally, there wasn't going to be two parts of this, but something came up. And as you can see in this article, there is a lot more to this story than I even knew. And I mean, honestly, all I have to say is, what the hell's going on? What is Bioware doing? And I've never. Maybe this is not new for Bioware. I've never really paid much attention to them. I mean, I played Mass Effect, I played, Dragon Age, but usually I'm used to the way, weirdly enough, I'm kind of used to the way Bethesda does things where they just shift. But from the sounds of it, they fired everybody that worked on Dragon Age, Veilguard. So let's just dive on to these articles. I don't want to extend this video by a ton because then it just gets no views. So let's go. So the Dragon Age Veilguard director, Corinne Bush, is reportedly leaving EA-owned Bioware. Eurogamer reported that Boucher, if I'm saying the name wrong, sorry, who was the game director from February 2022 to its launch last year, is set to leave the studio in the coming weeks. There have been questions over Dragon Age Veilguard's success ever since its release in October last year. Eurogamer reported that Boucher is leaving the studio. It is otherwise unaffected by any other changes. Boucher joined. I don't care about their. I really don't care about their background. I'm sorry. You Eurogamer reports that Boucher's exit from BioWare is unrelated to Dragon Age: The Veilguard's commercial performance. EA has yet to say whether sales and revenue met or exceeded expectations, but they have actually said it. This must have come out before that. The company is expected to report blah blah blah. Meanwhile, BioWare has confirmed it has no plans for Dragon Age: The Veilguard DLC. There's no DLC for the game. Rather, it has turned its attention to Mass Effect 5, which the studio has teased at various points over the years but is yet to properly reveal. In August 2023, coincidentally the same month that Laren's all conquering Dungeons and Dragons RPG Baldur's Gate 3 release, Bioware laid off around 50 workers, including longtime veterans like narrative director Mary Kirby, who had been working with Bioware since Dragon Age's inception. At a higher level, the layoffs came amid an internal shakeup at EA that effectively resulted in it being split into sports and everything else. That summer, rumors spread within Bioware that it was about to be acquired. Star Wars: Old Republic was allowed to go third party, ostensibly so that Bioware could focus on Mass Effect and Dragon Age. I mean, if you don't know, Dragon Age had changed. I think they changed the way Dragon Age was going to be 4 or 5 times. I mean, heck, up until a month before it was released, it wasn't even called Veilguard. That's how much of a mess the game was. And you know what's funny? If you look here, the rating that IGN gave the Veilguard was amazing, 9. And it's a game that changed so much, and it's just crazy. So this one says Dragon Age patch notes make it sound like BioWare's basically done. So done with the game. So BioWare has released a new patch for the game, and in the same breath suggested it's basically done with it less than 3 months after launch. As spotted by Your Gamer, patch 5 includes one quality of life improvement and a number of bug fixes, but it's wording from BioWare that suggests that this is the final major patch for Dragon Age Veilguard will get. Thank you all for playing Dragon Age Veilguard. We are so happy with the game's stability at launch and hope you have enjoyed our quality of life patches since then. With the game being in a stable place, we're moving to monitor for any game-breaking bugs should those occur. Wow. Dragon Age Veilguard was the first new game in the fantasy RPG series in 10 years, but it came and went with a bang. Went not with a bang, but a whimper. I think it was more price than the game from what I've seen, and I've only watched Twitch things with it and people play it on YouTube and stuff, and it looks really good. I can't wait to play it. There's been smoke around Dragon Age Veilguard struggles, such as it receiving significant discount just a month after launch for Cyber Monday, but it's Cyber Monday. I mean, in the departure of its director from Bioware just last week, we've chronicled some of the game's development challenges already. Yeah, I mean, it was in developmental hell. Mass Effect 5 now appears to be Bioware's focus, although it seems far away still. But what's next for Dragon Age? Well, apparently not a DLC. Okay, Dragon Age developers real. They've been laid off after BioWare puts full focus on Mass Effect. Key Dragon Age developers have announced they are leaving BioWare after the developer restructured to focus for the next Mass Effect. Wow. IGN reported the other day, which was January 29th, that BioWare had moved the number of studio developers onto other projects within EA as it focuses entirely on Mass Effect. General manager, blah blah. It's taking full. Given this stage of development, we don't require support from the full studio. We have incredible talent here at BioWare, and so we have worked diligently over the past few months to match many of our colleagues with other teams at EA that have been open roles or strong fits. IGN understands that EA has already. This is just insane. And to me, anyway, EA has already placed an unknown number of developers from BioWare into other equivalent roles within the company, but a smaller number of Dragon Age team members are also seeing their roles terminated and are being offered time to apply to other roles within the company if they so choose. Why would they? I'm sorry, but why? Your company sounds like it's a mess. BioWare's work on Dragon Age the Veilguard was brought to an end last week with what sounded like its last major update. Amid the launch, BioWare confirmed Dragon Age Veilguard wouldn't get any post-launch DLC. I Again, I think maybe part of the reason why people didn't buy the game is because they didn't feel they needed a rush to buy the game. Because if you admitted, you know, if you admitted right around launch time that Dragon Age wouldn't get any DLC, then fans aren't going to feel rushed to buy it. I actually feel less rushed now to buy it, even though I really want to play it due to money restraints and things like that. It just goes lower on my list. But will I play Dragon Age Veilguard? Absolutely. It looks like a fun game. EA, what are you doing? Bioware, what are you doing? Okay. Last one here. This was done the 31st. Um, this week, EA restructured Bioware to focus on Mass Effect 5 only. Some who worked on Dragon Age Veilguard removed to other projects. Others, however, revealed they were laid off and are now seeking work. The decision followed EA's announcement that Dragon Age Veilguard had underperformed on expectations for the long-awaited action RPG. Jesus. During its recent notably, EA did not say the 1.5 million number was unit sales. Dragon Age Veilguard was also available as part of EA's Play Pro subscription. Okay. Additionally, it's not clear whether EA is counting a free trial of the game that was available through cheaper EA Play subscriptions into that number either. Either way, EA's announcement, its restructure of Bioware, and confirmation of layoffs have combined to create the sense that the Dragon Age fandom, that the series is pretty much dead. There is no DLC planned for Veilguard, and Bioware's work on the game came to an end last week with what sounded like the last major update. But Dragon Age Veilguard senior writer Cheryl G, who was moved from Bioware to work on Iron Man at Motive, took to social media. She goes, I'm now with Motive. It's been a hard 2 years seeing my team get chipped away and having to still keep going, but I'm still employed, so there's that. Then, in response to a fan who lamented the death of Dragon Age, G replied to say the series now belongs to the fans who will keep it alive with their own contributions. Jesus. This is fucking retarded. So there goes. Dragon Age isn't dead. There's art. There's the connection we made through the games. And because of the games, technically EA Bioware owns the IP, but you can't own an idea. It's yours now. See, this is just such a mistake. You know, I mean, for real. It just really is. You know, I mean, you had Dragon Age Inquisition, which was like it really was an amazing game. And it took you so long to do Dragon Age Veilguard. It changed 90,000 times, including like a month before it's released. And to sit here and kind of, it is pretty much hinted that it's over. Like, Dragon Age is dead. I think that's stupid because you look at what happened with Mass Effect Andromeda, right? That did 40 times worse than Dragon Age. Dragon Age Veilguard did really good compared to Andromeda, right? So I don't understand. Maybe they feel like the market for fantasy stuff like that is a little packed, so they're getting out. But I mean, if they killed Dragon Age because of sales and because of whatever, it's just a mistake. And maybe they've lost touch. I personally, I will definitely say I think some of it really has to do with the fact that People are just, we just had a change politically, and people's money is tighter than ever before. I have noticed people saving more just by talking to people, out and about when I'm working my jobs, and people are saving money now. They're not buying as much, even for things they need, like groceries and stuff like that. So when it comes to stuff like this, okay, $60 game or maybe only a $10 game. Then there's the Starfield syndrome, which I think I mentioned in what was supposed to be the first video, but now it's part one, where it's like, well, we dropped a bunch of money and the game sucked. Then Bioware shoots themselves in the foot and says there's going to be no DLC. So why would people rush to buy it? You know, I think this is a mistake. And honestly, how can I trust Bioware as a consumer? How can I trust them to not just do the same thing with Mass Effect 5 and just fire everybody like they're nobodies? It's not the way you treat people. I mean, they gave them opportunities, yeah, sure, but I don't think the Dragon Age IP should be dead. Maybe BioWare's dying. Maybe after Mass Effect 5, they're going to close the studio and sell the IPs. I don't know. I don't know. This just surprises me. I'm sad to see Dragon Age go. I gotta be honest. Been playing it for a long time. Enjoyed it for a long time. I'm Even before reading this, I wasn't really that hyped for Mass Effect 5. I gotta be completely honest with you. I just After Andromeda, I'm like, I'm done with Mass Effect. And after I've seen how BioWare treats its not only us but its employees, I don't know. I think I'm gonna tap out of this one. I'm still gonna play Veilguard. I mean, it's yours now. This isn't Skyrim. We're gonna do just mod Dragon Age Veilguard for the next 20 years. I mean, maybe that will show BioWare that the game's still alive. I mean, it's getting good ratings everywhere. Critics like it, fans like it. It has a good review on Steam. I just don't get it. So how do you guys feel? Let me know in the comments below. Dragon Age is apparently, until EA comments, Dragon Age might be dead. And now BioWare is pretty much only doing Mass Effect. We'll see. Let me know. I don't think it's a really great idea. You know, I think the distance, a game company like BioWare really shouldn't have had 10 years from Inquisition to Veilguard. A company like Bethesda can do stuff like that because I think that they're big enough. I mean, Bethesda could still fail, right? But they can have hiccups and still be strong. I don't think BioWare can because they've had a lot of hiccups, and Inquisition and then was good, but then Andromeda didn't go well, blah blah blah, and then you had just absolute shit show that was the development of Veilguard. You know, I don't know. I'm surprised by this. I'm surprised by no DLC. That is insane. I think this is a bad move. Yeah, the name, and I think EA has to take this in consideration. How many people were searching for Dreadwolf? Because this says right here the name change from Dreadwolf to Veilguard wasn't particularly well received either. Which was true. I think it was too late in development to change the name. Personally, I think once you get too close to, you just have to stick with it, and that just shows me that they were guessing the whole way, and that worried me. But apparently, the game came out fantastic. But this just tells me this move and this here and them firing people and blah 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 just tells me that Mass Effect is gonna be an absolute shit show, worse than this, and I'm not trusting it. Nope, not after the last one. So it's too bad. It's too bad. Big miss by Bioware. Let me know in the comments below what you think. As I said before, thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.